What does Ghana give you that London doesn't?
For me, it's a whole list, but peace. Something really peaceful about Ghana, and that's why I've always come back to Ghana. I've been other places, but for me, Ghana is just like, I could stay here for a long time.
What's your favorite dish?
It's between fish and chips, which is yam chips and tilapia. Wache in the mornings.
Okay, so we're going to switch gears for a second. Not testing you, not policing you, but you're basically Ghanaian. It is called How Ghanaian Are You? We're going to find out. It's brought to us by How Ghanaian Are You? The game. Strictly vibes. Answer honestly, don't think too hard. Jollof or fried rice?
Jollof.
Banku with what?
Tilapia.
Okay, can you say something in Tree? Why, yeah, dear.
That's the way.
That is the thing in Ghana. It's just a community living. When you're there, people help you. You always feel supported and helped, right? When I live, I'm from Amsterdam, born and raised, and I am at the city center or whatever I walk, like you feel alone because even if something would happen to you, it's not that someone would run right away. Like they would take out their phone or something, While in Ghana, people are there, people support you, you feel seen, you're not a number. On top of that, I'm just a woman there. While in the Netherlands, we're in the West, I have Surinamese roots. My parents are from Suriname, South America, which was back in the day a colony of the Netherlands. And so you're still seen as like, not really Dutch because you don't look Dutch. Because when I'm in Ghana, people just think I'm Ghanaian. When I was living in Curacao, people just think I'm from Curacao. When I was in the US, they think I'm Black American. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, I love the culture that it's so open and accepting of everyone.
Obeje di se eye ahofo ya omo enya akwanya ya bepiem e wo Ghana ha ene omo a afei so na omo so prehwehwe se omo so benya akwanya ene bepiem e wo Ghana ha sidum no omo hu Ghana se Ghana yo man omo hu Ghana se Ghana aye paradise. Lady oda ho no ma yehunu ne nsem ba komunu bia oka experience ahodo waba Ghana ha waba benya asa experience wabenya e wo Ghana ha sidum no oman wo free mo de bepiem e wo Ghana ha sidum wo enya sa ne ma we nyina bi e wo ho enti no na afei yenhwe ada video so aka eno so aye ahofo yi enigye ne ahosepa a omode ehwehwe Ghana visa e de abepiem e wo Ghana man mu ha sidum no.
I just feel if I could sum up my life here in Ghana, I believe the word would be care. I get care here, from the people that do my hair to my neighbors.
Are you trying to say you didn't get that in America?
America's a very individualistic place. Everybody's doing for themselves. And because of the lifestyle, it doesn't really allow for a lot of care, a lot of time to be spent services, food preparation. A lot of Westerners eat food out. They do takeaways all the time because they don't have time to sit down and prepare meals, spend time with family and friends, be with their children, these type of things. Here in Ghana, we have time. We have time. And I really love that, because to me, time is the most expensive currency, more than money. Money, you can dash somebody something. But if you cut time out of their day, you're out of your day. You make preparation to be at an event or bereave with someone. That is very meaningful. And in Ghana, people make time, have time, and it's very, very special.
The part that nobody talks about when you travel to a Black country for the first time, the second time, or any time is how emotional it is. And I don't mean crying on the plane, emotional. I mean the moment you step off the plane and realize you're not the minority anymore. The moment you're walking around the store and you realize nobody's following you around the store. The moment you realize you've been holding attention in your body your whole life that you didn't even know was there, and all of a sudden it's gone. That's what people don't tell you. It's a vacation and a release. I have watched and I have been a woman standing on the beaches in Ghana and crying, right? Not because something bad happened, but because I finally felt right. And once you feel that, you can't unfeel it. If you've been thinking about traveling to a Black country, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet, this is your sign. You deserve to feel what it's like to just be. Without explanation, without defense, without code switching. You deserve that experience.
Okay, so welcome back to day 2 for my Going to Ghana Chronicles. I wanted to talk a little bit today about getting my visa to go to Ghana. So, full disclosure, I have not yet received my visa. I'm still waiting. That's partially just because I kind of waited very close to send off my documentation. But I honestly went through a lot of like preparation for the visa that I was not expecting. So, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. So for starters, I have only ever had to get a visa one other time for going out of the country, and that was when I went to China back in 2018. But that was part of like a collective group application to go, and to me, the turnaround seemed quickly. I think that visa application was a lot more expensive. I remember that visa being $140 compared to the Ghana visa being $60 for single entry and single entry regular processing, which is about 15 to 20 business days. So that's like a whole month worth of business days. And the embassy only works 4 business days a week, which I learned. And then $100 for expedited processing, which is what I did. So yeah, like I said, I'd never done that before. And so this was my first solo visa application. And so some of the things that I had to do was obviously had to have my passport already. I had to, and they want the real passport. Like right now, my passport's not in my possession. I had to go ahead and put that in mail myself, which was honestly very nerve-wracking. What else? Yeah, so you have to have your passport. You have to have an invitation from your host. So that's, let's say you're being invited to Ghana on like someone's, I don't know, someone's hosting you in Ghana. So in this case, I'm going for a wedding. So I had to have the name of my host, the reason why I'll be in Ghana. And if you don't have a host, let's say you just want to tour for your own reason, then you have to have your hotel confirmation booking email. And that kind of serves as like your host. So you need like a host and a reference. Once again, if you don't have this host/reference, you can just substitute that information for like an email confirmation of like wherever you're booking. Although this is kind of risky because let's say your visa doesn't get accepted. I don't know, depending on how far out you book, you just need to give yourself time, which I did not do, so fingers crossed. But so you need your passport, you need your reference/booking confirmation, you need a yellow fever vaccine, which, guys, the yellow fever vaccine is not covered by most insurance, and it costs around $200, so that was something I was not expecting. I was like, dang, they got me. So that's important. There are some other recommended vaccines. I think typhoid fever is one of them, but it's not required. But you do need your yellow fever vaccine before you even apply for the visa. Okay? So you need that vaccine, your host, your passport, and then you also need, let's say you have a host, you need a copy of their passport information as well as part of your application. You need a signature, so like just your written signature on a piece of paper, you need that. You need your itinerary. So what are you going to be doing while you're there? So I applied for a tourism visa. There are some other options as well that I'm not thinking of right now, but I applied for a tourism visa. And so they kind of want to know what your itinerary is going to be while you're there, how much money you have at your disposal. What else? Oh, I told you they want your physical passport already. Even though they want your physical passport, they don't want any physical documentation of anything else. So you actually have to print off a picture of your passport page because you have to attach that to your application. So in addition to the passport, you have a picture of your passport page, your host passport page, your itinerary, the booking confirmation, a copy of your vaccination records. They don't actually want your vaccination records. So they actually give you this little booklet for your vaccination records. Hold on, I think I'm gonna find it real quick and show you. Okay, so this is the booklet that they put your vaccination records in. Let me make sure my address isn't on here. There's a lot of information on here. Anyway, it's a yellow booklet. It tells the embassy that you've been vaccinated for yellow fever, something you need. And then you also have to pay for your return postage, right? So you have to tell the embassy how to get you back your visa, and that's a separate portal after you submit your application. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing. But yeah, you got your vaccine, you send off your passport, you get your host passport, that information, copies of that, copies of your vaccine, your signature panel, obviously your money, because nobody's processing your stuff for free. And then there are also options for multiple entry visas. So if you think that you're going to be entering Ghana multiple times within like a short time frame, highly recommend getting the multiple entry visa. Obviously, that's a little bit more money, and then you can either do the expedited or the standard, right? But standard's like a month. I don't know, that's a long processing time. I just opted for the expedited. One, it gave me more time to check over my stuff, and two, it was like $40 more. I feel like in the grand scheme of that wasn't too bad, but hey, make your own choices. And that's what my visa process has been like. I can't wait to show you guys what the visa looks like when it comes in. And yeah, keep you updated. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to share.
It's funny.
So, tell me, how was it to get your visa, the visa process to Ghana?
So a visa process to Ghana is actually not that easy. I had to send my passport. So first, of course, you need to pay, you need to apply, and then they ask you you can either go to the embassy, to the Ghanaian embassy by yourself, so to Berlin, but since I live far away from Berlin, the capital of Germany, I had to send it though, and they wanted proof. So first they wanted my passport, then they wanted proof that I have work. They wanted proof of how much I earned. They wanted proof of the flight. They wanted proof of the hotels. They wanted proof of everything. But and I sent everything, and they said, okay, it'll take them 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, I didn't receive anything. And then I called the embassy. I was like, my passport hasn't still arrived, and my flight is in 1 week. I'm getting nervous, guys.
African timing thing.
And then the lady, the embassy lady, said, "Okay, hold on. I'm busy now. Just call me back 10 minutes later." I was like, "What?" Okay, so I called her back 10 minutes later, and then she said, "Yeah, your visa is ready for pickup." And I'm like, I can't pick it up. As I said, I don't live in Berlin. It takes me an 8-hour drive by car, and I can't get there. She's like, yeah, I asked her, but I sent an envelope, like I sent it in an envelope. I expected you to send it back to me. Then she said, yeah, did you put an envelope in the envelope for sending it back? And I was like, no, I didn't, because it's nowhere mentioned or written.
Wait. She said if you put an envelope inside the envelope, for them to put it back inside the envelope, you can send it back.
Exactly.
Wow.
and I said, yeah, but did you put this information somewhere for the visa process on the website? And she said, no. Then I said, how should I know that I have to put an envelope in the envelope for you to send my passport back? She's like, yeah, that's how it is.
Wait a minute.
And then I called a friend of mine who lives in Berlin, and I told him, you have to help me out. Go to the embassy, get me my passport, and send it to me. So that's how I got my Ghanaian visa.
Wait a minute. She will tell her, say Ghana a hot cake.
But
Ghana is a hot cake.
But I have to say, the funny part is, okay, that was a pain in the ass for me. And then like 2 days after that, I checked my Instagram and it said Ghana is introducing a new e-visa process for tourists. So I guess you changed your process right now, I think from 1st of May, so you don't have to send your passport to the embassy. You can do everything electronically. So I was one of the last guys who experienced that, because I think now everything is electronical, and I think it's really good for your country because it's very tourism friendly, it's way more comfortable. So
I mean that the whole stress you went through, you'd have gone through that if it was electronical. You just have to do everything online. That's it.
I do everything online, and that's it. And not sending passports to embassies and then wait and pray for receiving it.
But you've been here since how long now?
So I've been here since a week.
A week now.
Yeah,
so they make it a week,
so
right?
I arrived last Saturday. So today is Sunday. And I arrived the Saturday.
That's a week and a day.
A week and a day, basically.
Okay, so do you think it's worth it? The stress is just of getting the visa. Do you think it's worth it for your time?
Yeah, absolutely. I would go through it again, just for you guys. I would
just to get the fufu again, go through it again.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let me tell you something that you don't know.
Okay.
We'll tell him. If I want to get a Germany visa now, if I want to get a Germany visa now, first of all, I won't get it in 2 weeks. That's for sure.
Okay,
I won't get it in 2 fees. That is one. Two, they want to see a proof of land, a proof of car, a proof of work, a proof of earning, your bank statement, who you are going to visit, the hotel lodge, what's called the flight ticket. If possible, they want to see your blood, your what's called your DNA. If possible,
Yeah,
they want a proof of everything.
That's true.
You get it? So your stress you went through, it's like
nothing compared
to what we go through.
Yeah,
passport. You get my point? And they want to show that you're going to come back. You have to give them proof that you're going to come back.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're enjoying your time here, and talk to the German embassy so they can make it easy for us too.
Okay.
So we can do electronic visa.
I will talk to them. I will let them know.
You say ambassador of Ghana to German embassy, make the visa process easy. You want electronic visa so you can travel to Germany, right?
Absolutely.
What food is popular in Germany that's popular for German foods?
So actually we eat a lot of pork. There is like this food called
Poquito.
Schweinsbraten.
Wait, say it again.
Schweinsbraten.
Hold on. Schweinsbraten. Schweinsbraten.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Schweinsbraten.
Yeah. So that's
guys,
like,
this is Schweinsbraten. Now we have for there.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh wow.
That's good. So that's typical. It's like pork, done in the oven, and then you add dumplings. The consistency of the dumpling is similar to fufu actually, but it's smaller. And then you put a little bit of bread inside, and then you add a sauce. I love that.
What if you don't eat pork? I don't like pork.
Yeah. What if you don't eat pork? Then I mean, we actually, where I come from, Germany, my region, is we eat a lot of pork, though. But we have beef as well. We have like, you can do the meat. You can basically exchange the meat. So instead of pork, you can do it with beef as well.
Okay, in Ghana we have 5 basic food that is popular. They are when they talk about food, what's it called, Fit Technique City, right?
Yeah.
There are 5 different kind of food that is popular, very popular in Ghana. 1, fufu.
Yeah.
2, banku.
Yeah.
3, kenke.
Okay.
4, wache.
I had
and
wache.
then 5, jollof rice. See these 5 food? When you say Ghanaian, these 5 food, it does not leave their house. You get it? And they all represent different ethnicity, right?
Yeah,
the Ghan people has the kenke.
Yeah.
The Akan people has the fufu.
Okay.
Right? The kenke, the Ghan people have the kenke. The banku is from Kumasi, right?
From Ghana.
From the Kumasi people, right?
Okay.
And also the fufu is from Ashanti region. That's the Kumasi people, right? And also the wache is general. I think it's general, right? But mostly from the northern part of Ghana.
And jollof?
And jollof is just basically all Ghanaian food.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's what it is in Ghana. In Nigeria, you have their own as well, right? Depending on the ethnicity and all of these things, right?
Yeah.
So basically in Germany, you only have 1.
And if you would have to, out of those 5 foods, if you would have to pick one, which one would you pick?
Me?
Yeah. Only one.
Jesus, Father, Jesus. Call me rain, call me shine, and fufu. Fufu, I won't think it twice. Fufu.
Okay, there we go.
How about you? What would you choose? Have you tried? Which have you tried?
I had jollof, I had wache, and now I had fufu. So I'm missing the banku.
Banku and kenke.
The kenke, yeah. So
banku and kenke.
2 more things I have to try before I leave.
Yeah, you love it actually. You love it.
But as of now, out of those 3 things, I really like fufu. I have to say.
Out of all the 3 things, you like fufu, right?
Yeah.
You see, we have great taste. We have great taste.
All right, everybody. We are headed to Ghana.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have our visa paperwork so we can get our visa when we arrive. We'll show you what the process is like because we don't know.
But they're letting us through the gate. So just FYI, when you are traveling to Ghana, if you don't have a visa in the system, trying to make certain people, they won't allow you to travel. So something is right.
Yeah.
You got part 1 right. Yeah. We did not mail in our visa. We didn't mail in our passports. I gotta tell y'all,
We did not let go of our passports. No.
So when we got that visa paperwork, and they let us through, so we're gonna let y'all know how everything went, and I gotta keep my phone charged. So in the journey, okay, bye.
The part that nobody talks about when you travel to a black country for the first time, the second time, or any time is how emotional it is. And I don't mean crying on the plane, emotional. I mean the moment you step off the plane and realize you're not the minority anymore. The moment you're walking around the store and you realize nobody's following you around the store. The moment you realize you've been holding attention in your body your whole life that you didn't even know was there, and all of a sudden it's gone. That's what people don't tell you. It's a vacation and a release. I have watched and I have been a woman standing on the beaches in Ghana and crying, right? Not because something bad happened, but because I finally felt right. And once you feel that, you can't unfeel it. If you've been thinking about traveling to a black country, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet, this is your sign. You deserve to feel what it's like to just be. Without explanation, without defense, without code switching. You deserve that experience.
So what do you call this food?
Eto. Eto.
Say eto.
Eto.
You know what eto is? Eto is us, bro.
Aku, iya deh wah. Ube didi. Ube didi.
Didi fufu, a coco, and then light soup.
Any light soup. Ube fufu pa.
Didi fufu pa.
Ube fufu pa.
Thanks to this.
Yeah, 10 cities.
I know I talk of coins to 10 cities. Hey!
Everything there. They are not buying new one. Oh! I am so.
Okay, Habana better come on. Kofi no more there.